So, it's been a little while, hasn't it? There are a lot of reasons for that, but a big part of that is that I was just getting a little sick of talking about all the superhero media out there right now. There are so many Marvel properties that have come out that I haven't even touched upon, like Doctor Strange, Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, Thor Love and Thunder, and I just couldn't get myself to even talk about them. Even if it was a movie that I really loved, like The Batman, it's just a little difficult nowadays to remain passionate and talk about them. So why make this video then? Well, a little bit of a rare occurrence happened the other day as the San Diego Comic-Con Marvel panel took place and Daredevil Born Again was announced. Now this was announced a little while back, but what was not announced was that it was going to be 18 episodes long. But before I get into the rest of my thoughts and feelings about this, if you guys enjoyed today's video, please remember to leave a like and subscribe. And follow my social media to stay updated with me and my content. Alright, let's get into it. Man, I was so overjoyed that I couldn't even believe it was real. It felt like I was being faked out and lied to when I heard that the new Daredevil show is not going to be another 6-episode event. The fact that it's actually going to be treated like a real TV show has me over the moon. A big problem with these new Disney Plus shows is that the pacing is kinda awful. For starters, they don't exactly know what they're trying to be. You can tell the writers want to take their time in making a TV show that is central to fleshing out the characters and building an environment. But you can also tell Marvel wants the shows to be quick movies as well. So it's this weird balance of trying to make a show and a movie spread across 6 hours at the same time, and it just doesn't work. Typically, a Disney Plus show will start out with an amazing first episode, something that reinvigorates my love for the MCU. Like the first episode of Miss Marvel, WandaVision, Loki, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and even Hawkeye and Moon Knight. These shows all caught my attention and were the reason I wanted to finish these shows because they start out with so much promise. Then the quality of the show starts to steadily decrease. I don't really know why. Maybe Disney only gives the first episode a major production budget or something and then that's it. And maybe we'll have a great episode somewhere along the lines of Falcon episode 5 or Moon Knight episode 5, but no matter what, the shows will always end in mediocrity to me. That was a bit of a long rant. The point is, I hate these 6-episode quote-unquote TV shows. They don't work as TV shows and they certainly don't work as movies. Just commit to doing one thing or the other instead of both. I was really terrified that they were going to ruin Daredevil with this format, and I was praying to the gods above that Daredevil would not have 6 episodes and well, we got 18. Huh, that was unexpected. I was immediately happy with this because anything was better than seeing it would get 6 episodes, and having more Daredevil, the better, right? Well, I hate to be that guy because I was just advocating for a longer Daredevil show and now I have it, but 18 is a teensy bit too much, don't you think? We already kinda saw that 13 episodes were already a bit too much for season 2 to balance, and now we're gonna get 18? Of course, I'm always glad to get more Daredevil, but I'm really worried that the quality of writing is going to suffer because that's a lot of episodes, meaning we're definitely going to get a lot of filler. Like the Obi-Wan and Loki show had 1 or 2 filler episodes, and they only had a total of 6 episodes, so I'm wondering how Disney and Marvel are gonna approach 18. I wouldn't be too scared about that if I knew the same writers from the Netflix show were coming back, as both seasons 1 and 3 were perfectly paced at 13 episodes. But oh well, if we're not getting back the original writers, surely Kevin Feige would replace them with a top-tier writing staff. Right? Right? I'm mostly jesting. The writers have done other things such as this covert affair show, which appears to be a crime drama of some sort, so they were probably picked for a reason. It's just that I haven't really loved any of the writing through and through with these Disney Plus shows, like not a single one. Again, there are elements sprinkled out there like the racism Sam has to tackle in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or Mark having to come to terms with his traumatic past with his abusive mother. Like there are really good elements there, so clearly this writing team is capable, so I fear my issues with these shows are mainly studio centric. Hawkeye, for example, I had a lot of issues with, such as a villain that wasn't fleshed out and was needlessly saved till the last episode, or side characters not having enough screen time, or main characters not having enough story, or sometimes there wouldn't even be enough emphasis on people doing regular human things. All to find out that there are a lot of deleted scenes that solve all these issues with Hawkeye. Like, did you guys know there's an entire story arc that delves into Clint's past where his mother forces him to steal from small businesses? Or did you know that there is also a series of flashbacks with Wilson Fisk that fleshed out his character dynamic with Echo? There are also a ton of other scenes with Kate Bishop just doing regular things, making Hawkeye a much more grounded and digestible show. But all of those were deleted scenes because reasons. So again, the point is that even if the writers were pretty good, there's still the issue of Disney and Marvel limiting their creatives. There are also a lot of other issues with Disney shows, like some of them are too focused on setting up other projects and not telling a compelling narrative. Like Loki starts out as this really compelling narrative that also serves more as a mystery crime thriller set in space, whilst also being an introspective character study. But by the end of it, you can tell it's mainly here to set up this multiversal threat of King the Conqueror. Or Hawkeye, for example, you can tell it's just trying to set up these other characters like Yelena Belova, Kate Bishop, and Echo for future stories, and by the end of it, you're just wondering what the point of this Hawkeye show really was. I don't want an entire Daredevil series, but the main point being to set up Kingpin to be the villain in Spider-Man 4. Sure, that can happen, and I think it would be cool, but that shouldn't be the main reason for it existing, nor should it take priority over the narrative. Now, the next worry I have is more of a technical issue, but I think a lot of you guys have noticed that Marvel needlessly relies on CGI. Like, why does the Moon Knight character have so much CGI? Like, just have a stunt double running around in the costume instead of painting the whole costume in some jarring CGI. Daredevil is a show that was mainly reliant on practical effects and stunt work, and I don't want to see a CGI Daredevil doing a bunch of crazy stuff around Hell's Kitchen, or the show ending in some CGI battle for some reason. There's also a consistent issue of the villains in these series, and I'm a little scared of that happening to Wilson Fisk because it already happened in Hawkeye. But I'm easing up on that concern just a little bit because I know Fisk is going to appear in Echo, and hopefully we'll have a good character arc in there. And when Feige announced Daredevil, he made sure to announce Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio, which tells me that Fisk is going to have a lot to do in this show, especially since there's more breathing room in this series. My other concern is that of the soft reboot though. This is kinda both exciting and terrifying because for one, it's good to reinvent a show and make it feel fresh and exciting, but on the other hand, Daredevil already had a great thing going and I don't think you need to change anything major about it. So if it's just a couple of minor things and it's really just trying to be a loose sequel, then that's fine. I don't want them to break a ton of important canon or backstory with the characters, but if they want to give Matt the yellow and red suit, add a couple of new main characters, and not reference too much of the past Netflix stuff, then that's perfectly fine. The stuff I mainly want to stay is the grounded and mature tone, the episode lengths, the slow burn drama, Matt's religion, the violence, and all the stuff that made Daredevil an enjoyable and distinct show from the MCU. Some people may not think that Daredevil would need to be TVMA, and I kinda agree that it doesn't need to be, but it definitely should. In fact, the main reason I want them so badly to announce it to be TVMA is just that if they're comfortable making this the first TVMA show, then that probably means they won't try to creatively interfere with it much. Like, giving it that freedom would say a lot, and if the writers get that rating granted, then I don't think there's much they wouldn't be allowed to do at that point, since Disney is already committing with the rating. That, and there's definitely going to be a certain grit and maturity lost if it's not TVMA. Hell's Kitchen is sort of defined by how violent the crimes are there. Seeing all that violence sets a tone and establishes the stakes that Daredevil has to deal with. It's not just for edginess or whatever. Also, the TV-14 stuff at Disney Plus isn't really that bad. Like, it's as if Disney has their own version of what TV-14 looks like, and it usually doesn't push their rating that far. They know their demographic also consists of younger children and teens, and they don't want to go too far with it, which is fine. I just don't want Daredevil subjected to that. Now, the last concern is something I see from other people, not really me, and it's that Daredevil was already such a good thing and it already ended somewhat conclusively. People are afraid of it being brought back and they want to leave Daredevil what it was. A good thing. I get this argument, I really do, but I just need more Charlie Cox as Daredevil. What can I say? But yeah, that's pretty much it. I do eventually want to get into what I want out of the series. I did want to do a pitch video for Daredevil Season 4. I just kind of wanted to wait until more information came out about it, because I like framing my pitch videos based on what information is already out there. So it is going to happen, and I definitely have a lot to say about the future of Daredevil. I'm sorry if this video came across as a bit more negative too. It's just, I feel a little exhausted with this new era of Marvel, and that's the last thing I want to feel when it comes to Daredevil. I always want to be excited talking about this show and character because Daredevil is one of my favorite shows of all time. I'm still really looking forward to more Daredevil, and this series for sure has me pumped. And we're also getting more Daredevil and She-Hulk because we see him at the end of the trailer. And we're getting more Daredevil and Fisk in the Echo series, so I'm eager to see what these characters are going to be too. Are they going to be the same versions, new incarnations? How are they going to be written? I'm really curious and would love to know what you guys think about all this new information. And again, I'm really sorry that I haven't uploaded in like 7 months. Life has just been a little crazy lately and I haven't been managing my time very well. But I just want to say that I'm deeply grateful for those of you that have decided to stick around in my leave of absence. I just really appreciate it beyond words. With that being said, I hope you guys are ready for some more content in the future. I got some new stuff planned for the channel and I can't wait for you guys to see it. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching and let me know all your thoughts and opinions down below. And if you liked the video, please remember to leave a like and subscribe, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace.